Well, good morning, everybody. Sorry I had a little trouble there. It seemed like my mouse and Omnovia had a mind of their own there. Okay, it's Friday. Jim, your PM questionnaire. I'll get to it here shortly. Okay, let's get this going first, if we could. Um, let's see. What do we have in the SPY? Looks like the SPY is. Where are we? Well, Oh, in the 136 area, so maybe we're opening up just slightly better than yesterday's close. Um, I it, it we have a doji close here yesterday. Doji is not a reversal signal. We certainly are at the bottom, and this does not mean that the bottom is going to be right here. Um, uh, the, Doji can also just be a little bit of a rest day. I know everyone looks at it as indecision, and that's what it is, but it doesn't mean that we're gonna rally up here. So careful what we see here. Um, we need to see what today's candle brings us, and then trade a little bit there. I know. Yeah. Well, we'll just leave it at that. So we'll keep an eye on this very closely. Some stock picks today. First, the featured stock picks today is cash. There is, to me, no reason to be trading any kind of a swing trade necessarily, or rather just if you want a day trader scalp. That's, by the end of the day, I think it's best to be a little bit into cash and not into a bunch of problems. And I just truly think that's the best way to go. But with that, I've got 8 stocks we might take a look at today. LXK had a nice day yesterday. Good follow through. Looks like it's trying to run up to these swing highs, possibly the 200 simple here. So if you're looking at long LXK, an inside day would be nice. A breakout would be nice. Inside day. The reason I say an inside day is because typically stocks do something like this. They pull back, and we look for buying in this area, and then we look for them to swing back up. So an inside day with a stop in there. Hint, HNT. I went long Hint yesterday. It seems to be holding up. Nice little chart pattern. This is exactly what I mean here on that LXK. If we see a pullback, this is one big inside day on this pullback, or inside bars here to this big green candle. Looks like we've come down to the 34 and the 20. We put in a big old Hiromi yesterday, closed above the T line. Let's see if that can continue up, and then that would create a nice little hook type pattern, 1, 2, 3 ABC type pattern, if we see some follow through here. SPLS is another one I went long yesterday. Ended up closing with a bullish engulf after a gap up above moving average support, held up over these swing highs. Let's see what happens today if it gets us a little more. Any kind of profits, I'm very likely to take them today. DV, I think DV is setting up very nice. We've got a bull kicker gap up. We've got a pullback. I think we're getting into that, certainly what looks like might be a nice buy area, as long as the bulls stay in there. If we start coming down through the 34 and the 20, the likelihood is we're going to come down to the 50. So you have to ask yourself, if you're willing to let it go down through the 20 and the 34, are you also willing to allow it to get to the 50? Because that's probably what will happen. So it stays at this level and moves up, or I probably wouldn't want to play with it here. VIXY, VIXY. We had a nice bullish engulf. We closed over the 50 yesterday, still slightly under the 34 EMA. It looks really good here for one of our rounded bottom breakout candidates, and we'll see what happens with that. See if we can get any push up through that area. That would be a long play. XLNX. This is a short play. We've got our blue ice failure up here. Nice bearish candle yesterday On weakness, I would look at shorting this. If it can come down through these lows, I would even look more of a short, adding to that short. End result, heading down to these 30, 50 areas. WNR, another possible short, another blue ice failure. We gapped up, big old shooting star, and gapped down, so we have a bull kicker, bear kicker here. On weakness, I would look at shorting WNR. AFFY, another one that we've got our pullback. We tried to rally up and it just can't do it. On weakness, I would look at trading that on weakness. Okay, that's it for the stock picks today. Protect your positions, whatever you do. Protect your positions. Don't let those losers get too far out of hand. There's no sense in ruining your weekend over it, and it's much easier to take a $25 loss than it is a $100 loss, or a $100 loss, a lot easier than a $500 loss. So depending on what you have there. Alrighty, I'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you.